There are a lot of things that I absolutely love and love doing. Training my dog Nova.
Good girl.
Plants.
Well,
Pot plants. Collecting cards. Arts and crafts. And, believe it or not, face paint. Hi guys, it's Madison11 and I'm here with that new series I was talking about in my other series. If you're new, hi there. Remember to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is me trying my hand at face paint. Well, not trying my hand at face paint, but trying my hand at face paint tutorials on my channel. They're quick, easy, and today I'll be showing you this one. This one looks complicated, it's got blending, it's got all sorts of different patterns on it, but it's actually more simple than you might think, and I just want to teach you a quick, easy way. If you're ever in a situation like I was where you get thrown into needing to know how to face paint, this is just a really quick, elegant design you can do on people, and hopefully in the coming weeks I'll teach you even more. Okay, on with the video. You're going to need sponges, brushes, black, blue and white, and some water. So first things first, we take our sponge and we dip it in water. We make it nice and wet so that we can get the first colour blue, and we can wet that so that it will spread nicely on our face. We want it not too thick but not so thin that it sort of drips with all the water. And if you're not really sure if you've made it too thin, you can always test it on the back of your hand like I'm about to do. Don't mind my thinking face. I'm going to take the sponge and we're going to sort of dab it on right above our eyebrow. And what we're going to do, we're going to go from where sort of the middle of the eye is and create a upside down raindrop. It's not going to end in a point, but the top is going to be nice and spherical, and then it's going to extend right down below our eye. And once that's done, we're going to take our second colour. We've got to clean off our sponge, sorry. And we're going to take white, and we're going to wet that. We do this dabbing instead of a brushing motion with the sponge, because it just makes a better sort of spread across the skin. And we're going to go in a sort of curve below the eye. It's like a sort of mask, but applied to the face. Don't be afraid to change the angle of the sponge in order to achieve the sort of curve that you want. And even if you go slightly further out, like I did there, you can fix it later, so don't worry about it. Don't be afraid to take a wet wipe or a finger that's slightly damp, or any sort of damp cloth to gently change it. So we're going to start blending to create this light blue in the middle. And what this does, we go over the white and then we go over the blue to create this light blue that makes this really nice transition effect. We could use a light blue, but A, don't own that light blue, and B, it makes this really pretty transition that I think is really arty and really elegant. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean off our sponge and leave it on the side, and then we're going to take our brush. This is the thicker brush. It's a nice gentle face paint brush, white, and we're just going to clean up some of these edges. Now it looks really drawn on right now, but what we're going to do in a little bit is we're going to lightly, and I mean barely touching the water, we're going to dip the brush slightly in the water and we're going to dab it like this. We start dabbing and then we dip it in the water to emphasize that blend so that it looks like it's natural, sort of all part of it. And we clean up any of the rough edges. And it just makes this really nice sort of moon that's extending around the eye. And I'm just checking on the hand, just blend, feel free to blend on your hand and sort of see what it's going to look like before it hits your face. And I'm also going to clean up the blue. The blue at the top, I want to make it slightly more curved, maybe just blend it a little bit more. I'm just going to dab it to create a really nice sort of blend effect there, and just to sort of curve it round a bit more. And it even works to give it a bit of a natural fade into the skin. The next thing is we clean the brush off, because we're going to use this brush again. We're going to take that same brush and we're going to use it on the black. And here comes a part where we add the design onto this sort of canvas we've created for ourselves. The black's really smooth. You can spread it right across the black and it creates this really nice smooth colour. Now this black will become more grey as you paint over the white and blue, but that's okay, you can just top it up because the colours will just blend in with the black. Don't worry about contaminating your black face paint. And I like to start off with the designs I know I want to include. So I'm starting off at the end of the design right near the nose, because I know that's where I want it to begin. I'm adding something in the middle that I know I want to be the transition between the top and the bottom, because that gives me a direction. It gives me a place to go with my design around that nice curve we've created. And then I'm going to create what the final piece of this sort of continuous design will look like, because that tells me where I'm ending and it just gives me a bit more direction at the top. And then I can start from wherever I want really, but I'm going to start from the top because I know for sure what I want to add there. Just want to add some more upside down raindrops. Even if they don't look quite right when you first start them, don't be afraid to go back over just to adjust it slightly. I know that there's minimal space in that small corner, but that's okay too, because I'm going to fix that and it will look great. And then I just start adding what's going to happen in the middle. Now that's swirls. Swirls always start best from each other. They sort of branch off from each other to create this really nice sort of tree viney look. And it's just really beautiful. And you know what? You can just investigate with how you want to put it. Like I've just branched off in a bit of an odd area and extended across like a Z shape. Now it looks strange now, but I think it'll play really well into the final product. I'll end up looking a bit artsy. And then we want to start filling in these raindrops. These sort of raindrops. And I'm just going to add a couple more, because I feel like it ties in the whole piece. And there we see this sort of branching round that's really nice and elegant, but it's not finished. Because next, we're going to get out another brush. Now this is a flat-headed brush. Now if you don't have a flat-headed brush, or you only have a very few brushes to work with, you can use the other brush. It just is easier to fill in this shape with this flat-headed brush, so it doesn't take me a very long time, and I don't have to keep reapplying black, because the flat-headed will carry that and it will cover a greater area in less time. See, we filled that in. I just apply any finishing touches, make sure any areas are covered, and it makes this really nice rounded shape. Then we get the smallest brush. This brush is really small, and it's the thinnest one I have. Now of course you don't have to use a small brush, you can try with a bit thicker brush, but it's easier to design with a smaller one. And we're just going to take some white. Now this white has gone very pasty, which is why I'm just using the end to take off any excess, because we don't want it too thick because it just won't spread. The colour will look good, but it won't go far, and in the end it might crust over. Now what I'm going to start to do is add some stars, and I'm going to do this by simply drawing some little asterisks on this big raindrop. Now if you do have a bigger brush and you struggle to make a star looking shape, even I struggle with this smaller one to make something that's defined, you can do big circles. And the reason I specify big is because later we're going to add some more details, so you're going to want to define what's on the bigger raindrop to what's on everything else. The next thing we're going to do is add some spots, some little dots, really simply, just like you would with a felt tip on paper. I'm just going to extend it down. I made that one slightly thicker just to add to the sort of transition. And I'm going to add some dots on the other upside down raindrops too. Now it's okay if the dots go slightly out of line or go slightly wrong, because in my opinion, it just adds to the uniqueness. This design will always turn out differently. So now we're going to spot all the other parts of this design to really sort of feed it through, like one continuous line. Because even though some parts are disconnected, it's all one art piece. And though I'm not a professional, I think it looks pretty good. If you enjoyed that, remember, like, subscribe. There should be little video buttons coming up somewhere on the YouTubes. I never know where they are. Hit up there for some playlists. Down here will be my subscribing button in one of the previous videos on my channel. And I'll see you again next week. Ciao for now.